All right, what's up, guys? So we have a full body workout here today, and this is going to be off of my 2-day routine for my Berserker program. Click the link in the bio to see exactly what I run. But for this workout, we are starting off with some reverse grip bench. Now, I did make a video previously on my Instagram. Go ahead and follow that, Dane Whitaker. And I said in the video, I honestly prefer a free bar reverse grip bench because it gives me a little bit more movement. Smith machine is great because it locks you into place, but I think for a reverse grip, it's probably better on a free bar. But everything here is just 2 sets, man. We're only doing 2 sets essentially for every single lift, either going to absolute failure or keeping 1 rep in reserve. So first set, you couldn't really see the weight, but it was actually 205 for 6. And then this set is going to be 185 here for 10. Such an excellent lift, though. It not only targets the upper chest, but also really stimulates the triceps as well. Pretty similar to a close grip bench. When your elbows are very close to your body, the triceps are a little bit more engaged. Same sort of scenario when you're doing weighted dips as well. So next up is a very big priority for me is arms, biceps, hitting straight into incline dumbbell curls. One of the issues I did when I was younger was I would put arm work, I put my accessories all the way towards the end of your guys' workouts, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if you really want to specialize in a muscle group and really focus on getting them bigger or just stimulating a little bit more growth, put that at the forefront of your workout. That is one thing, tip of advice I could really give to some people that are getting into lifting and you have a lagging muscle group. Put that at the forefront of your workout. I wouldn't necessarily say that my arms are a weak group, but it's something that definitely matters to me. So once again, only 2 sets here. I did 50 pounds for the first set for 6. Next set here, 45 for 6. You'll notice, though, for the form specifically, it probably is better to keep the elbows pinned down because you can see the elbows right here kind of moving, inching a little bit forward, but either way, you can see it's extremely strenuous, so it's definitely going to be promoting some growth here, pushing yourself very hard. I honestly always prefer dumbbells and barbells compared to any other machine work. I'm not really a big fan of machine preacher curls. I never really liked those. But next up, we have some shoulders, some lateral raises on a bench, chest supported to help keep you away from swaying as much. Now, I am going to kind of critique my form here a little bit. I would kind of prefer my arms not be so bent in, and from this angle, it kind of looks, I don't know if it looks exaggerated, but it definitely is a little bit heavy, let's just say that. So I would prefer the weight be a little bit lighter, and then we clean up that form a little bit, but there is some benefit to doing heavyweight lateral raises. So I'm doing this rest pause style, so I'm taking about 10 to 20 seconds in between each set. I did lower the weight, and therefore the form is cleaned up a little bit. So I went from 35 pounds down to 25 pounds. Sometimes there is a benefit for doing heavy lateral raises. Then I'll go ahead and lower it, hammer out 3 sets of, I'd say, 10 to 12 reps here for my rest pause training style. Now, honestly, dumbbell training, lateral raises for rear delts, I love it. The machines I really like, though, for shoulders is going to be reverse pec deck for the rear delt. I don't, at this gym, have any machines specifically for the lateral raises. I could do that on cable. I honestly do prefer dumbbells, whether it's standing, seated, chest supported, whatever it might be. Shoulders is definitely a group that I'm always looking to grow. So, if you guys have a lagging muscle group, rather than just going from a classical standpoint saying, well, I know bench press is a heavy compound, therefore I need to put it first. No, look at your individual weakness and base it off of that. For some of you guys, it might be, all right, maybe I need to do lateral raises first before chest. Honestly, I could probably be one of those participators right there. But you really have to tailor your guys' program specific to your needs. So in my program, in my Berserker program, I have it there just like that, where it's a blueprint you can follow. I have all the lifts listed. Everything is curated specifically for you and your needs. And now you just kind of fill in the blanks to say, okay, well, maybe if it's my back that's lagging, I put this at the forefront. Here's some of the exercises. So that's what your workout routine needs to be. Everyone's body is different, especially when you're buying a suit. You can't always buy a suit off the rack and it fits everyone perfectly. No, you have to make sure, okay, well, what's my weaknesses, and assess it from that standpoint. So I'm standing at about 176 pounds in the morning, 176, 175. I'll probably only look to drop to maybe, yeah, you can see these reps are getting to a little bit of a struggle, to maybe 174, 173. I want to do another set here. I lightened the weight. This might be 20 pounds here. Form's certainly better. Yeah, you can see getting up a little bit. And for those of you who are watching, I really honestly recommend just using this form right here. I was going a little bit too heavy, I would say, but either way, hammering these out. But earlier this year, I was weighing in about 186, 187, which isn't a bad weight. I was still having a visible six-pack, but it wasn't nearly as chiseled as lean as I am right here. So this is a pretty solid weight here for me. Of course, if you don't record the pump, it never happens. So let me go ahead and zoom in here just a little bit. Delt's popping nicely. Once again, just training here 2 times per week. As you guys will see in the workout, I'm throwing a little bit of legs in here. Just as maintenance mode, nothing really to grow. I'm not really trying to grow my legs. My legs have grown extremely easy throughout all the years of high rep squats, heavy squats, etc., Romanian deadlifts, so nothing that I really need. Now, for the shrugs, you're going to see I'm going for a pretty high rep range. That's because the set I did not record was about 295 pounds, and I did that for about 10 or 12 reps. So this set, I was just focused on cleaning up the form, nice high reps, and I love the trap bar deadlift setup. This is excellent here for shrugs. But if you guys have the trap bar or the trap machine at your gyms where it's a neutral grip just like this, you can do shrugs, I'd go for that if I was you. That's an excellent machine. I wish I had it here at this gym, but I don't. So here's a little bit of a physique update. You guys can see what I'm rocking with. As I said, 176, probably the biggest I've ever been. Not probably, definitely the biggest I've ever been at this body weight. So you can imagine how freaky it's going to start looking once I cut maybe 3 more pounds. Next up, just maintenance mode here for the legs. Truthfully, for an average Joe, I wouldn't necessarily recommend just only having your quad work as leg extensions. Kind of depends on what your other lift is later in the week. For hamstrings, I would honestly recommend single leg box step-ups or lunges, some unilateral work, because then you're also getting a little bit of glute activation. And then for hamstrings, you could do Romanian deadlifts. You could do good mornings later in the week, maybe glute ham raises. But for these sets, I'm just pushing, as some guys would say, to mild discomfort. Because truthfully, as you guys can see, the legs don't need any additional stimulus. And you will find that, everyone's body's different. As I said, you're going to have to tailor your guys' routine specific to your needs. And that's what I find that's pretty cool for working out, because what works for someone might not work for you. One lift might be easy on someone. The other person, it might just not even feel right. So if it doesn't feel right, just completely disregard it or try to find a solution. And I am throwing a little bit of calf work in here. I like the seated calf raise recently just so it hits that outer part of the calf. Yeah, you'll find me. I'm doing 45 pounds on each side. You can't really see that from the angle, but I honestly do like to train calves a little bit heavier just because you're using this muscle group every single day. It's used to that high stimulus. So, yeah, that's the workout, man. Weighing in, as I said, 176 here on the dot. Hey guys, what's up? So that's the entire workout. That should only take you probably about, I'd say, 45, 50-something minutes in the gym. The point is not to live in the gym, it's to let it enhance your life, not take it over. Later this week, I'm going to be recording another workout where you're going to see me hit a little bit more shoulders, a little bit more back, some hamstring stimulation. That's going to be it, another workout. So if you guys like voiceovers, let me know. or if you want it to be a raw workout where you hear me talking, interacting, put that in the comment section. So see you guys.